Peace and power.
Yes, peace, prosperity, and abundance, y'all.
Abundance, everyone. I know y'all missed us. Y'all thought we weren't coming back, huh? We know most of you are going to catch this when you wake up. It's kind of late. But we did want to go ahead and finish chapter, what's that, 9?
Chapter 10,
Chapter 10. Okay.
Awakening the Hawk.
Yes, we have to get through the case studies. We know that most of you have read ahead. It's okay, because we know y'all going to replay it anyway, just to hear what we have to say. Well, welcome back. I am Styles by Nina of Styles by Nina LLC. Today was a beautiful day. Um, Beautiful weather. I got my blueberries finally planted.
Yay.
And so I am looking forward to fruit trees in the next couple of years. I know it takes a while. And so shout out to every gardening student out there that is actually growing. Shout out to you as well. I know I was looking at your kale and I was wondering, do you give the kale blood meal? Is that
Mm-mm.
what made it so strong?
Mm-mm. No, I
So what
did
did you
not.
do?
Um, I don't know. I'm just it gets the same fertilizer, if you will, as the rest of them.
Really?
But it's a lot of sunlight on the in that area. So
It's beautiful.
thank you. Yeah, I've been fortunate to keep it.
Yeah, it looks like a bush, number one. You got a whole
Mhm.
kale tree, okay?
Mhm.
So that's the cornucopia that they talk about in the moon archetype, just the never ending abundance. So
Mhm.
it's beautiful. Um, Me personally, this is green season for me. I crave a lot of greens. I cook greens today. So we're going into that season. I just want to be able to eat it from the garden instead of going to the store.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have bad greens, so you don't know where they're grown. And so, shout out to everybody else too. I've been on Instagram. My rose bush, I harvested it. All the flowers were gone. I went back out there today. Brand new flowers everywhere. And so,
Oh, wow.
yes, the rose water, the roses are available for purchase. I am dehydrating them. They smell like heaven when you dehydrate them.
Mm.
So this year I did harvest the stem part of it. I just harvested down to where the new buds can get all that concentration of flow, and they're so beautiful. Like my bush finally came back to life. So yeah,
That's amazing.
yes, I love it. So yeah, Styles by Nina LLC, Styles by Nina on Instagram, and also Katie's Alchemy. That is my business. I'm doing business as Katie's Alchemy. My business named after my grandmother. Once I wanted to revamp and just to honor her, the gardening class, all that is up under that because remembrance of her, making sure that I do some of the things that she did. And me and Jenny Marie, we were talking about our grandmothers. It's nothing like knowing and actually spending time with your grandmama.
Mhm.
So I know the newer generation, the grandmoms are too cool to actually be her grandmama duty, but I was a grandmama baby. So just a beautiful thing, and not just that, just learning how to create. I feel like us as creators, we learning to be okay with just that, not
Mhm.
needing some kind of special title. Just by
Mhm.
honoring your ancestors, your abundance is gonna come in.
Mhm.
That energy. And so for me, that's what the garden is about. So y'all, I'm so excited. We did get some watermelon in the ground. Of course, if you take the class, you know, but we got kale in the ground. We have the okra in the ground, cucumbers. and we're just getting started. Once we get this fruit going and these no dig beds, like I said, y'all sign up for my garden class.
Mhm.
We're trying out a new bed this year, and the okra look happy. They out there just and so I'm enjoying that. I think that all of the other things that I have going on are also complementing the gardening. Still trading, y'all. Forex. I'm trading as we speak. The market has been good. I had to reset my mind. And so what I was doing was over trading,
Mm.
looking at the charts too much. But when you're gardening, you are not going to be sitting around looking at no charts all the time. And so it just seems like once I got that out of my system, I
Brought it some balance.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so shout out to the traders too. Shout out to you, Lisa. Lisa and me, we met at a Forex conference. And so just keeping everything in balance. That's what it's about for me. This is my last year was my 5th year, going into my 6th year. And so I've been seeing 6 6 and 3 3 everywhere.
Mm.
And so are you gonna pull a card for us? Because I know
Yeah, I can. I actually just got I got some new cards. Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
I
So yeah, I've been seeing all those numbers and I'm just learning to honor the spaces I've created and learn how to move in and out of them with balance. And so that you're not too consumed, because everybody know when I was doing the forex, I was consumed. I was studying day and night, and so that's just not a good space to be. Sometimes you need to pull back and then approach that thing differently. And so I love this season. We are manifesting. We manifest in abundance.
Mhm.
We're always talking about how we can build community, get land more than just gardening for us, but for community. That's what it's about. And so y'all join us. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Shout out to my homegirl. She come in like 15 times on one video. I appreciate you, girl. I go back and look at the comments like, well, wow, what did I miss? And so I'm going back now, engaging with the audience, coming back. But we appreciate y'all. Y'all are pushing us up in the algorithm. When you watch, you support us, and that helps us to get our channels monetized, our platforms. And so we appreciate y'all coming back, being patient with us, because
Mhm.
sometimes it's kind of long, but just sticking with us through this book. And then we're gonna go outside. Everybody know we will be taking a break before we get into the masculine. And so we don't want to miss no parts of outside being in the house and feeling
No.
all right. So yeah, plug your business as well.
Yes, you all can find me here on YouTube as The Abundant Sister, Instagram, The Abundant Sister. My body butter skincare website is soulsisterbeauty.com. That
Mhm.
is soon to change. I'm working on rebranding here. Very soon, and just working on, like Nina was talking about, community, just really connecting with other women. And one of the things that have come to light for me, especially, is even in reading this book, just being able to clear away the blockages that prevent
Mhm.
us from creating. Um, and it
Absolutely.
doesn't even necessarily mean a product, but just creating the life that we want and the
Hmm.
life that we deserve,
Hmm.
So just creating and manifesting the things that we want for ourselves. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
effortlessly. Okay.
Hmm. 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 Just
Yeah.
allowing it to flow on in,
Yeah. Yeah.
through just self-awareness.
And I feel awesome. I have been a little tired. We had a lot of planets in Pisces. Pisces be wearing me out.
Yeah.
Like,
Now they're transiting into Aries, and so we, getting active and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
um what is it? Venus
Mm,
transited into Aries now.
every,
So
yeah,
like what better time to think about, focus on self-love and how to pour some love into yourself so you can pour it into your community. It's
hmm
gotta
and the
do
luxuries,
first.
sitting around, enjoying meals with your family and friends,
Mhm.
just really embracing outside, like
Mhm.
get out, do some things with your loved ones.
Mhm.
Tomorrow ain't even promised. It's like you don't want to be. I spoke on it earlier. You don't want to be because there was this culture of chasing the bad culture. Okay,
Mhm.
you don't want to be stuck in chasing the things that are not important.
Right.
I have no idea why I'm doing the bunny ears. So yeah, you don't want to be stuck in just one mode of just chasing. It comes to
Mhm.
that, and so
Mhm.
you embody that, not the chasing of anything. It's like nah. So yeah, I feel good. I can feel the Aries energy coming back around. Pisces had me woozy. I mean,
Great.
I dream so much I can't tell you what I dream.
I hope you wrote them down.
I didn't. By the time I got out them dreams, it was a distant memory. I can't tell you. It was a lot of familiar people, but I can't tell you what we were doing. None of that. I was sleep.
Mm.
5 planets in Pisces,
Mm.
and so it was real. I remember a couple, but yeah, I was woe out, and that's why when last Sunday we missed coming on with y'all guys, because by the time Jennifer texted me, I was like, oh, I'm finna lay it on down.
Yeah, right.
I
Right.
had been doing my hair for 2 days, and so I was like, yeah, y'all gonna just have to wait. Charge it to my head and not my heart.
There you go. It's okay. It's all good.
Right. So we're gonna get into Kim life episode.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me adjust my mic.
You gonna start, Nina?
Yeah,
Okay.
that way I can sip my wine while you read. Okay. Now,
So this is page 153 for those of you who want to just hop to it.
absolutely, page 153, Kim life episode, and we are reading chapter 10. This is Awakening the Hawk. Remember Kim? Do y'all remember Kim? Kim is in her late 30s. She is the single parent of one daughter, Michelle. Kim lives in a very fashionable section of the city, makes a 6-figure salary, and drives a fine car. Kim has never been married. Kim is the third generation of what was becoming a single parent tradition in her family. In fact, the last 10 years, Kim has not had a relationship which has lasted for more than 6 months. Kim grew up in a climate of male hatred. In the absence of a father at home, Kim never fully connected to men in general. It was typical for Kim to put in long hours at work and spend her time supporting her favorite two pastimes, her sorority and her alumni chapter. The men Kim dated came forth on this list of priority for her time. The men Kim dated came forth, all that came forth on this list of priority for her time. Kim wanted very much to connect with the man. She felt that she had a lot to offer and genuinely wished to finally make that soul connection with a man. But her history with the opposite sex was filled with a lot of painful memories that she found hard to shake. She did not have a lot of confidence in herself with men. She was unwilling to make a full effort in the beginning of her encounters because, frankly, most of her past efforts did not pay off. Kim did not understand the signals given off by men, and since the age of 30, Kim's weight fluctuated between 165 and 180 pounds. Being overweight did not help. Kim is an Amazon woman. If you remember the House of the Woman, there were four archetypes of the feminine energy: the seated hawk, the treasure chest, the elegant rose, and the moon. Kim especially had problems with her rose and moon. She was not much of a nurturer, nor was Kim very comfortable at giving men pleasure or even with receiving pleasure from men. She was awkward in intimate situations, and Kim dressed conservatively. She rated eights and nines on style, but did not come across to men as particularly seductive or sensual. She thought of herself as classy. She felt that dressing to seduce a man was not something a woman of her caliber needed to do. For Kim, getting dressed for a date was work, not fun, and a source of anxiety. Kim's auric field was always broadcasting to men. Kim is not aware that men are subliminally picking up on her vibe. And so, all during her 30s, Kim met different men and attempted to engage each one in a long term relationship. And each of these relationships, in turn, seemed to become tainted with the same poison. These relationship attempts all crashed and burned in a short time. It was insidious. There seemed to be an invisible wall between her and males her age. The men had different personalities and different backgrounds, and each relationship attempt started from a different place. And then each relationship steered somehow to a similar set of problems. It would hang on for weeks in a limbo as Kim desperately tried to breathe new life into it. And then some seemingly minor event would push the man over the edge and he would end it. Let us take a look at one of these relationships and see what caused its demise. Kim versus Edward. It was a car breakdown that brought Edward into Kim's life. Kim was with one of her girlfriends when the car would not start. The battery, they thought. Her girlfriend called a male friend to come get them, and he in turn called one of his male friends, and the two of them came to rescue the girls. The four of them ended up going to a cafe for coffee. Edward, a single man, had just moved into the area. He was tall, manly, and spoke in a deep, sexy voice. Kim thought Edward was very attractive. Edward immediately showed some interest in Kim. Soon, the two of them were dating. Kim was excited about the potential of this encounter and especially anxious. On their first date, Kim discovered that Edward drove a delivery truck for a beverage company. She found out things about his past relationship and what his life goals were. Edward did not ask Kim where she worked or what her political views were. He wanted to know what Kim's favorite song was and what she did to celebrate her birthdays and holidays. Edward was obviously seeking to be romantic, but Kim was conservative and did not respond directly to Edward's attempts to be romantic. On their third date, Edward finally saw Kim's expensive condo. His reaction was not positive. It reinforced a vibe he had already picked up from Kim, which indicated that she did not really need a man. Edward found out that Kim was a manager at her company and figured that her salary was at least twice as much as his. Right then, Edward began to have reservations about the potential of this relationship. He had dated successful women before and it always ended badly. He did not like the emasculation and demeaning attitude that often came with this territory. And Edward was attracted to heavier women. He thought that in many ways, he and Kim had a lot in common. And in the beginning, Kim tried to avoid the situations which had torpedoed her relationship attempts before. She resisted smothering Edward and gave him space. She resisted talking about the frustrations on her job, something she had a habit of doing, and she did not introduce him to her mother. But Kim did not realize she was still falling into the old traps. She was constantly broadcasting the non feminine messages, and men respond to these signals with uncertainty, emotional apathy, and caution. Kim was broadcasting several negative messages. The first was that she was not nurturing to males. The second, that she was adverse to giving and receiving pleasure. The third is that she did not regard males as her social equal unless they were her financial equal first. Edward pressed forward with the relationship, hoping to see evidence that Kim could still play the role in his life that he thought a woman should play. Edward hoped that if he got closer to Kim, he might see a softer side of her underneath the corporate veneer. For Edward, the first major red flag for him came up when he met Kim's daughter. Michelle was very yang and very down on men. Michelle showed no respect or regard for Edward as an adult at all. This reinforced for Edward the notion that Kim was not nurturing towards men. If she were, her daughter would have a different attitude towards him. And if she was, her daughter would. Oh. And then there was the annual sorority dance. It was a semi formal event attended by many local business leaders and persons of note in the city. Kim called Edward each day in the week leading up to the big dance, reminding him how important the event was and making a number of suggestions she thought were subtle. Kim asked several times to see what Edward was going to wear to the dance, and after seeing the proposed outfit, she strongly suggested that he upgrade. Edward drove a nice pickup truck, only 1 year old. Kim wanted him to rent a car for the dance or drive hers. Kim injected political topics into their conversation all week long. She wanted to make sure that Edward was up on current events in the city. She thought she was being very clever, but Edward made note of the change in conversation, and she did not think he was up to conversing with her friends. He was deeply offended. On the night of the event, Kim was dressed very conservatively. Edward was hoping to finally see a more feminine side to Kim, but was again disappointed. It seemed to Edward that Kim was not seeking to seduce him. Her outfit was stylish but safe. She was obviously dressing for the benefit of the other women there. At the event, the couple mingled with people of all classes and backgrounds, but Edward noted that Kim consistently talked over him and cut him off before he could make his points. When men or women addressed questions or comments to him, Kim let him start to respond and then tried to finish his sentences for him. He gave her a couple of sharp looks, but she did not get the hint. At one point in the evening, Kim and Edward were sitting at the table with several of Kim's sorority sisters and their dates. It was mentioned that one of the men at the table was a single father and what a fine job he was doing with his children. Another man at the table was lauded for cutting the grass of the single women on the block and consistently helping them out with small maintenance tasks. Kim was aware that Edward was always helping people and had even received an award at his church for community service. They had met when he came to help her friend who had car trouble that day. But to his surprise, while the other men at the table were being praised, Kim was conspicuously silent about him. It was a red flag. Kim thought the sorority dance was a big success. The evening ended late, and Edward made the excuse that he was tired and went to his own house. He gave Kim a polite kiss, but did not seek to be more affectionate with her. He was not feeling it. It was an issue with Kim's feminine energy. From the standpoint of her relationship, the dance was not a success at all. And truly and a truly feminine woman would pick up on that. Where am I stopping? Oh, let me see.
I think you're just going to read up to Erica versus Darren, and then I can read that case study.
Okay. Crossroads point, the dance. After the dance event, Edward was not feeling very masculine or appreciated as a man. And in fact, he was trying to figure out where exactly he fit into Kim's life. It was not feeling natural to him. Kim failed to take note of what had transpired. Edward was calling Kim less and less. Kim was seeing things just the opposite. She had never had so much fun at the annual dance before. Kim was the envy of many of her female associates. She was actually dating the man who went to the dance with her. Most of her peers were escorted to the dance by men who were just friends. Edward was attractive as a man. At the table, the other women took note of his deep voice and were impressed. As Kim is advancing forward, Edward is feeling cautious. And then one night in the bedroom, Edward failed to get an erection. There was a sickly silence for 15 minutes. And in the silence, the bell tolling the end of the relationship begins to peal. Even then, Kim could have stopped the slide, but did not see the importance of femininity. And then the nail in the coffin of the relationship came. 4 months into their relationship, Edward was invited to a family event by one of his relatives. He invited Kim to go with him. It started with Sunday brunch. There were 40 of Edward's relatives gathered in a few rooms and on the deck. For many of them, they were meeting Kim for the first time. Kim was trying to bond with Edward's sister and female cousins. Finally, brunch was served, and it certainly looked delicious. Part of Edward's family was from the South, and it is tradition for many Southern families that at public events the women served the men. The food was placed on a long buffet style table, but none of the older men went to the buffet table. Let me see. But none of the older men went to the buffet table. Yeah. So their wives or mates prepared them a plate and served it to them. Then the women got themselves a plate and sat down in the big room to eat. The men had been served and the women had their plates and had sat down. Kim got herself a plate but did not offer to get Edward one. When Kim sat and sat down, hold on, I'm in shock. So Kim got herself a plate but did not offer to get Edward one. When Kim sat down and started to eat and Edward still did not have a plate, Edward's friends took notice. They each gave Edward a look to see how he was taking this. Edward just looked down at the floor, feeling that he had been dismissed by Kim. Finally, seeing that Kim was not going to get him a plate, Edward got up and slowly went into the dining room to fix himself a plate. When he sat down, there was an immediate look from his uncle. His uncle asked Edward, "How long have you known Kim?" He inquired about her family history, but the uncle was not really asking a question. Only the old school people in the room picked up on the uncle's meaning. The uncle was basically saying that Edward was too much of a man to accept second rate treatment from a woman just because she had a good job. The ending of the brunch coincided with the end of the relationship between Kim and Edward. Edward started an argument with Kim about some other minor issue and in anger broke off the relationship. Kim was stunned. She had felt that he had pulled back a little, but was not expecting this at all. That's crazy.
So this was interesting because it just felt like they just kept missing each other all throughout the relationship. Like
Right.
Kim wanted a relationship. She wanted to have this connection with a man. She'd never been married, and she kind of seemed to check all the boxes the external boxes, right?
Right.
And even when they got to the dance, it was like they were just Kim didn't even realize what she had. All these other women there were just like she didn't even realize her advantage because she just had this tunnel vision of wanting him to be what she was used to having in
Right.
terms of relationships, but those were all failing. That was the
Right.
disconnect. It's like all those relationships failed.
Right.
So it's got to be different. It's got to be something different.
She missed the memo.
She didn't make him no play.
He checked out after then. That was like the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, for me, the part where, what was it? The uncle was basically saying that Edward was too much of a man to accept second rate treatment from a woman
Right.
just because she had a good job. I was like, oh,
Child, I can't believe Uncle said, "Oh, she ain't fix that plate. She ain't the one." Period.
yeah, they be serious about them plates.
Yeah.
You don't play about those plates.
Somebody be serious about them plates. That's a fact. Okay.
Uh,
So yeah, it's hard. She didn't get the memo. She thinking it's all good, and he like,
So what do you think? I think we talked about this when we were had our smaller circle, but what do y'all think she wore to this dance that was stylish yet not but safe and then was to the benefit of the other women?
right.
I was like, I don't know what that wardrobe would have been. A pantsuit? But how does that benefit other women? I didn't get that part.
Well, I was thinking more so the labels. You know how other women like, oh, that's nice. What? All right. And
Okay.
so not really trying to show him, hey, you got this, but more so her status is, very important.
Mhm. That makes sense.
Yeah. Poke him. Uncle no size Kim up. Kim is out the door.
I know, and it's sad that and that's what happens, right? Like she wasn't expecting it at all. Like, oh wow, I know we had some rough patches, but dang,
Right.
it's over.
And then he snapped about something that was minor and broke it off.
Yeah. And I think that I don't know, one of the things that I don't think this portion of it really talks about is the communication. Like she sent out three negative broadcast messages like I'm not nurturing, what was it? I'm not into giving pleasure
Right.
and you're not my social equal unless you make equal the amount that I make.
Right.
Those are huge. And it's like, was there a conversation? I don't know.
It just goes to show how you can just be on a whole nother book with people
Yeah.
and miss it.
Yeah.
All she knew is what she wanted, and so everything else, like you said, was tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think like the part about the reason why I feel like the communication piece in this case is important is because it's what she wants a relationship. She's not on some, men are horrible. I'm not interested. You know what I mean? Like she
Right.
does want these things, and maybe I don't know if there's a conversation or he's able to communicate with her about yeah, like I'm not really feeling how you do this, this, and that. If that
Hmm.
would change things,
Right.
um,
Yeah.
I
Because if
don't
she
know.
don't know, she just don't know, and that's the thing.
Yeah, because I mean, she didn't have a father in the house or male presence.
Right.
So, and it's a Southern tradition. So, how's she supposed to know? She's supposed to fix a plate. I mean, I don't know. Me personally, if I'm looking around and I'm seeing everybody else fixing plates, I'd be like, so do we? What's going on? But
Well,
I
I'm
don't
from
know.
the South and I did not grow up with a father in the household, but I still know that you fixed the plate. And so maybe Kim just wasn't from the South.
Right.
I don't know, Kim. Yeah.
Yeah, like he could have pulled her to the side and been like, okay, so just so you know, he already know what type of chick he working with. So just like
Right.
let me give you a heads up and just say, look, they're gonna be fixing plates in there.
Right. Made
Totally
me
up
look
to you
good.
if you want to do it or not. But
Right.
like just so you know, they're gonna be fixing plates for the men in there.
Yeah.
You know, like is that I don't know. Like put me on. Like if you think I'm missing the mark, tell me.
So do you automatically fix the plate in a relationship?
You know, I will. I think, yeah, I will. But if uncle's over here talking about all that stuff, all that extra stuff, I'm a yeah, there might be some resistance there. Like I don't want to feel like I'm obligated to do it or like it's my job as the woman. And I mean, I know we're supposed to be pleasure givers and everything, but I think ultimately the goal is to naturally want to do those things, right? So that means that we have to be supported so that we can do those things and not be tired. Like we cooking and cleaning and fixing plates. Wait a minute. Like, where's my where's my support? Like, I think you know, it's a balance to it. Um,
Not out of duty.
yeah,
Hmm. But
yeah.
yeah, I
Oh,
fix plates. So
um,
I don't know. I don't know, Kim. Kim, if
Shout out to
you're out
Kim and
there,
Everett. I hope y'all work work it out.
right?
Have a conversation, shit, y'all. I'm like, where did they talk about all of this? Where did they talk?
And the uncle just messy.
Right. Talking about you are too much of a man.
You
What?
know how it was single. Uncle is
Oh.
messy.
All
But
right.
yeah,
So let's see what Erica and Darren are talking about. Erica versus Darren. Remember Erica? Erica is a reformed Amazon woman. Okay, so this Erica is from we read about Erica, and I think we read about Kim as well in the 1 trillion faked orgasm chapter, in search of good pussy. That's where we learned about Erica and Kenneth. You can find out if you go back on page 120. That's where Erica was introduced. So Erica is a reformed Amazon woman. Erica is a creative and receptive woman approaching 40 who is working in the production department for a local theatrical company. She is doing what she loves each day. While Erica has never been married, she is finally in a serious relationship with a man she believes she could stay with for the rest of her life. This relationship is different from any previous relationship because she has taken a very different approach to it. For the last 4 years, Erica has been engaged in a transition from Amazon to fully feminine female. Erica has been cancer free for almost 5 years now. On the anniversary when Erica was cancer free for 1 year, she had a major epiphany and a major change in the course of her life. Changing her approach to relationships was not easy. Even after she begins to infuse a more feminine persona into her conduct with men, they did not always respond to her as she wished them to. In her early 30s, Erica was an Amazon woman. At this time, she worked for the federal government in a job she hated around people she disliked. The entire building she worked in was filled with human vipers and parasites. Erica was surrounded all day by women seeking to undermine her or men seeking to take advantage of her. It was a toxic environment. Then came the cancer and her awakening to life. After she recovered from the cancer, she went back to work, and she found that with her newfound desire to get more out of life, she found her workplace atmosphere almost intolerable. But she needed the health insurance in case something happened. So day in and day out, she lived in fear. A few months after she went back to work, her grandmother died and left her a house and some money. On the 1 year anniversary of being cancer free, the tension and the fear had built up so high in Erica, and she exploded in a rage at herself. Why was she wasting her life? The doctor said she was completely cancer free and would probably live for 50 more years. So why was she still subjecting herself to torture at the job every day? Why was she still so alone at night? And that night, she tore through her house in a rage, throwing the symbols of her past life into the trash, rearranging her house to somehow find a way to rearrange her life. Shortly thereafter, she quit her job with the government and sold her big, expensive house. Erica weighed about 135 and had a great figure. She had been a dancer in college. She had been sleeping in the tiny guest room because her bedroom felt so big and lonely without a man. That night, she stripped down to her panties and looked at her body in the mirror. She still had it going on, she thought. She looked fabulous. Why was she still alone? Whatever the reason, just as she got over the cancer, she was going to put an end to this pattern of negative relationships. The answer to Erica's relationship prayers came from a very unlikely source. What tipped the scales for Erica was the input from an old woman named Ananda, an old friend of her granddaughter's. An old friend of her grandmother's. Erica had known Ananda all her life. She was one of her grandmother's closest friends. Ananda was exotic. Some people thought she was somewhat of a psychic or medium or something. She just seemed to know things. Ananda was very mysterious. Erica's mom had once gone to Ananda for a reading and admitted that it had been very helpful. But her friends at the church frowned on such things and her mother never went back. Sitting out on the patio, Ananda began to tell Erica very specific things about Erica's life. It was a bit eerie. How did Ananda know? Ananda told Erica that both her grandmother and Ananda had seen things around Erica all her life. Most curious of all, Ananda knew about Darren, Erica's current boyfriend. She did not know Darren's name, but she knew his personality. And then Ananda told Erica that she was aware that Erica was having problems in the relationship, the same problems she had always had. She went on to say that Erica was sending him one message with her mouth and a completely different message broadcast with her spirit. Ananda was able to know all of this because her seated hawk faculty was active. She was in touch with her bright brain in such a way that Ananda could intuit all sorts of information about the people she loved. Erica asked Ananda for help. She was tired of this relationship yo-yo. Erica wanted to break out of the negative cycle of relationship failure once and for all. Ananda and Erica went back to Erica's new house, her grandmother's house, to begin the first lesson in the art, as Ananda called it. Ananda told Erica that if a woman practiced the art, she could influence any man to act in a certain way. This was intriguing. Erica began to learn this art from Ananda. She told Erica all she had to do was build the right nest and sing the right hummingbird song, and Darren would come running. By nest, she meant Erica's personality, and by extension, her home. And by hummingbird song, she meant the siren song, the call of the wood nymph. They went into the largest bedroom, and Ananda said to Erica, "This room is symbolic of your womb, and we are going to make it inviting. We are going to change the colors and scents and feeling of your bedroom, and you must also change your body sense, colors, and body language to reflect the room." Ananda said the colors, sense, and body language of the woman was part of her broadcast. They hired help and set out to remodel the room. At the same time, Erica was to make similar changes to her personality. Ananda told Erica that they were going to use the bedroom slash womb slash nest to imprint Darren. In the South, they called it rooting him. They painted the room a sensuous, pleasing pastel yellow color. No bright lights, no food smells or bad odors. They installed an aromatherapy kit and burned the same pure citrus oil in the room that Erica chooses to wear. This was Erica's "I am available" oil, and I am willing to please you. The scent of the sweet citrus enveloped the room day and night, and soon, every time Erica went into her bedroom, she was uplifted. Ananda instructed Erica that every woman practicing the art should hang a special picture of herself in her bedroom near the bed. This picture should show her entire body, not just the face. The picture should be a large one, such that it can easily be seen as soon as one enters the room. There should be no other picture of a woman in the room. Her dress in the picture should be seductive. Erica decided to start imprinting Darren at his favorite nightclub and end up in the bedroom. This was going to be fun, she thought. She pursued a very short, tight fitting orange dress. She purchased a very short, tight fitting orange dress. It was the same color as the bedroom. Ananda took a picture of Darren from Erica and placed it under a clear bowl of clean water and put the whole thing on top of a dresser out of sight in the bedroom. She told Erica to change the water over the picture once a week. They were ready. Erica put on the oil and the orange dress and took Darren out to the nightclub. Erica paid for everything and made sure Darren had a drink in front of him all the time. She told Darren straight up that she was about to rock his world, and all he had to do was sit back and enjoy it. It took the pressure off of Darren and started building up the anticipation of what was coming. The other men at the club envied him. Erica was hanging all over him like he was the man. This had never happened to him before. Darren wondered what had come over conservative Erica. He could hardly believe what was happening. It was like it was his birthday. They left the club early and went up to the bedroom and the art to the test and put let me start over. They left the club early and went up to put the bedroom and the art to the test. The room smelled sweet, like the orange blossoms in spring, the same aroma Erica was wearing. There was music playing, and immediately Darren went almost into a trance from the effect of the room. Erica immediately undressed Darren and then slowly undressed herself. Then Erica entertained Darren until he could not take the arousal anymore. And then she finally gave in to him. The imprint went in deep. Darren woke up a changed man. Ananda smiled. Erica had changed one of her broadcasts successfully. Now, the relationship between Erica and Darren lasted almost 18 months, 3 times longer than any of her previous encounters, and she was happy most of that time. But the relationship still had some problems. There was a big difference in the outlook on life between Erica and Darren. The main problem involved the influence of their friends. Erica still had many friends who were in the Amazon phase. Her friends did not rate Darren as being a member of the select group. and they tried their best to break the couple up. Darren's friends were just as bad. They did not like the hold Erica seemed to have over their friend, so they did their best to plant negative thoughts in his mind and to break the couple up. After the cancer, Erica wanted to be fully present in life and have some of the exciting experiences that she had denied herself in past years. But Darren's friends did not validate Erica, and Erica's friends did not validate Darren. She became impatient with Darren, and after 18 months, she terminated the relationship. But they parted as friends. This was the first time Erica had remained on good terms with her ex. And though their relationship did not last, Erica counted it as being a bright success, her best relationship ever. The cycle had been broken. She felt she was on her way to becoming the highest and best version of herself. Okay, Erica. Um,
So she doubled up her time in a relationship,
she tripled it. Yeah, she tripled it.
but just not still needing to work on it a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, where was Ananda sitting that she was smiling?
Right.
Ananda done got creepy.
Right, right. Where's Nada was in the she was in the closet or something giving a greeting.
Okay. Like, she was smiling. How?
Now, you know what I thought was really kind of cool was every woman should hang a special picture of herself in the bedroom near the bed. I
Mhm.
feel like I have heard that before. Um, hmm.
I think that'll be empowering. If the internet goes out, let me get my phone. It's storming.
Oh, yeah. So like in the bedroom representing the womb and the nest. Um, yeah, and just how the scent it really it does make sense to have like enticing scents in the bedroom to entice your lover, and
Right.
I see how all of that comes together.
Absolutely. Something we have gotten out of the practice of.
Again, when you tired, I don't know why I keep coming back to this tired thing, but you know, um I'm just gonna say I'm really curious to read this the masculine because that's where the balancing comes in. Yeah, it's unfortunate that they, like they themselves were kind of like in a vibe, but their friends were just like, mm-mm, nope.
So do you. Oh, wow. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. I was trying to join on my phone.
Oh,
But yeah, I just feel like her. What is this? Erica. Erica and what's the other girl name?
Kim.
I think they both missed the mark energy wise.
You think so? How did Erica miss the? Erica got some good coaching.
What she
She had.
did, but it's just like I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Ananda. Like Ananda helped, but I don't know. Just I missed the memo about her smiling. So just realizing that she was somewhat smiling, it's like, where was she at?
I just maybe. it's just like after the fact, because he woke up a changed man. Maybe Ananda was like, she just told her afterwards, like, yeah,
I
it
hope
was a great
so.
night.
I hope so. Another had to creep me out. I'm like, what? She was smiling. Like, how she know he was changed?
Right.
But yeah, she had better coaching than Kim
Mm-hmm.
because the
Mm-hmm.
elders they do know how to get a man and keep a man. Okay, and so that's
Yeah.
the main thing. It's like anybody can get a man, but to keep one,
Mm-hmm.
you got to know some stuff. And even though it was, I would say a magical practice.
Yeah. And one of the things too that I noticed about Erica, as she, was what do they call her, a reformed Amazon woman, right?
Right.
And as she started activating the feminine faculties, she started to see how like things like having this great high paying job was really depleting. It really
Hmm.
didn't mean a whole lot in terms of like how it benefited her.
And it was like going back to a grave every day, like
Yeah,
vampiring her energy.
yeah. And that, I mean, that's something that really stands out. I mean, we just had the new moon in Taurus, right? And that's really about
Hmm.
spending time thinking about what it is that you really value. Like what are the things that you really hold near and dear to
Hmm.
you? Um, what things do you want to that whole auric field, right? Or toroidal field, if you will. Like what are the things that you want to allow to penetrate that and what not to.
Right.
Um, because it's just not everything is cut out to be. Um, you make money like that because there's a price to pay. You got to pay.
Hmm. And the price you pay is the things that really, sorry, Natalie, the things that really bring you pleasure.
Yeah,
Because I mean, you can have all the money in the world and still not be happy. And
very true.
so, yeah.
Very true.
Hmm. I think that was big of her to realize that, and it was impacting her health. Sorry, yeah, I'm so allergy tonight. I'm so sorry. Disregard the crinkling of the chip bag. That's so alley. But shout out to the ASMRs. We know y'all out there. That was for you. But yeah, I think it was big of her to realize that it all didn't mean nothing, and that it was like affecting her health, mental health,
Yeah.
physical. It's like, nah, I got to get out of here. And so,
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, she had done that. Like she had cancer,
mhm.
went back to work after getting treated, and was just like, I'm headed right back in the same where I just came out of,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know.
Absolutely.
So
And
that
I
was
would, she be, if I was somewhat unhappy, I ain't going back to it after I done escaped death. I'm
yeah,
just not.
right.
So,
That really it hits different when you were faced with death. It hits
right.
very different for sure.
So she came back really with a second lease on life
Mhm.
and decided, you know what? Yeah, I'm good on this
Okay.
part.
Got her some good counsel from the elders
Hmm.
and put it on somebody, and she was able to triple her relationship time. That's beautiful.
Instead of being so, what did I say, smothering that elegant rose, she embraced it.
Yeah, because if you remember, Erica was the one who she was angry all the time, and she had a lot of issues, right? Like her main focus was her job. Um and that's all really what she valued. And so everything else was just kind of like she put it out there like she was an elegant rose, but she
Right,
really wasn't. Like that died out
right.
very quickly. Um, and that was the problem,
Yeah,
because acting feminine for her took a great effort because she was faking it.
right. That counterfeit personality.
Hmm. Yep.
And I see that with a lot of women. You would think they happy and really they dying on the inside. And so that's why it's like you gotta heal through that stuff. You gotta cry through that stuff. You can't
Yeah.
just put on this strong face because eventually it's gonna
Yep.
fall out.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was Awakening the Hawk. And the next chapter is chapter 11, Opening the Treasure Chest. Okay. And this ain't for y'all ladies that's in delusion. You can't just be opening your treasure chest. I ain't gonna put my additionals, like, no, just open your treasure chest, ladies. But yeah, we're gonna hop into this. We have what, two more chapters?
Yeah. So we're opening the treasure chest, and then I talk about men in wait, there's another chapter because that's chapter 13. So
Oh, and I was just gonna say I'm glad he left it on chapter 13.
well, no, there is no chapter 12.
Oh,
So it goes from chapter 11 to chapter 13 for about men.
wow.
That's interesting.
Right.
So no 12. We're just going to jump straight into 13.
Maybe he gave us some mercy.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna bust our bubble in the 12, but the 13 is coming.
Yeah.
You get to see the other point of view.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
heavy one.
I'm excited. But of course we need to know about men if we sleeping with them, dating them, staring into daydreaming about them. Like we really gawk over a good man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and even if we have brothers, we have sons, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Um
I gawk over my son. So
yeah, right. And even just wanting to know about that and seeing the good what other archetypes are gawking over
right,
over the sun, right? Like which
right,
one are you, little girl?
right.
No, kidding.
Yeah, this is definitely empowering. I feel a whole lot better after reading most of it. I can say it definitely has provided some positive outlook and change, necessary changes. I'll say um it's really like a mirror. That's why it's just like anybody who would, and it's my opinion, anybody who would read this book and be any kind of offended, it's like a self issue. Nothing here was offensive for me. It was so many real case studies, even case studies was relatable, and just the information.
Yeah.
It made me look at my own behavior and really seek out where I could improve. And so that's what it's about.
Yep.
Alchemical Changes Book Club, reading stuff that's gonna bring about some change in your whole life. Okay.
Hmm. I'll say to that, yes.
So abundance to everybody. Thank
Yes.
y'all for watching this replay. We know y'all tucked in your beds. Um, Still share, like, comment, subscribe, share with others. This book is gonna change generations. We can just get the information and start with us. That's what it's about.
Mhm.
Starting with yourself. And shout out to all y'all for participating. You buying your books. Y'all showing us y'all got that mail book already. Um, just inspiring. It feels good to know that this was a success. It's a good book. First book club reading, and this is what we're on. That's what it's about. Don't forget to go over to the other social media platforms and subscribe, like,
Yes.
and share. I ain't gonna lie, I don't post as much on any of the social media platforms like I do Instagram. But with that, there is content. And if you want to support me, go over. Why not? I'll support back. I follow people back. Unless you just got a bunch of if you got a bunch of selfies, I can't learn and grow from you. I'm sorry. I only can deal with like 15 pictures of you. But anything outside of that, I support for real. You have to
That's
say
hilarious.
for real. People be tripping. I'm like, yeah, I saw you the last time.
What if they have a good caption though?
Listen, I'm gonna need you to have a good picture if you want to keep it playing.
Oh, them captions be
I like
fire
to learn. I'm sorry.
though.
I'm a learner. If your page can't help me grow, I ain't trying to grow into you. So I need a little more content, but nonetheless, if we have some of the same views, subscribe. If you don't, it's fine too. I love meeting people out on social media platforms because me personally, I'm looking forward to meeting you in real life. I'm not out here just lurking, as they
Mhm,
say.
mhm.
I'm not a lurker. I actually make connections out here, and so I love it. Do what you can with your own platform, though. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till you can perfect it. Do it today.
Mm.
And so people want to grow with you. You just never know who you run into. I meet beautiful people all via social media, and so I can't really complain. It's just I do need quality content.
Yeah, that's a whole word. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I need some quality. So subscribe, like, share, follow, tweet, retweet. I'm gonna try to start showing up a little more on the book club as far as Twitter is concerned, because I think Twitter is
Mhm.
an awesome platform. It's been around for a while, and yeah, needs to get on there a little more often. I get on there for real information because we know Instagram and Facebook is kind of heavily censored.
Mhm.
But you go to Twitter, you're gonna see people like speaking their mind, and so that's what I appreciate about the platform, and just trying to grow my audience over there so that people can come to the book club and get this book, this information. This really, really helped me to understand all my relationships
Mm.
that I've had a little better, and that's a lot. I see a
Yeah.
lot of us out here in the real world hurting over relationships. And so every time it's not the other person. Sometimes it is you. So
Yep.
it's good stuff. But yeah. Don't forget to subscribe to When We Think of Us.
Yes, thank you. I was just about to plug us because I realized I didn't say nothing about it. Thank you.
Right.
Yes. When we think of us podcast, we are just about everywhere. Apple, Google, Spotify, everywhere. And right here on YouTube as well.
Hmm.
When we think of us. Thank you.
Right.
All right, y'all.
Right.
Peace
And
and
we're gonna get
abundance.
out of here. And for those of you, since I always put Jenna Marie on the spot, I don't be plugging my own podcast. So I'ma say tonight for this plug, um, conversation from Cloud9, combos from Cloud9 is on Instagram. Now don't go over there expecting a whole bunch of posts. It's just not there. But y'all can go over and subscribe, and just listen. I
Yeah.
talk about a whole bunch of stuff. I love radio because you can free your mind without a whole bunch of censorship. That's why everybody really should get a podcast, because when you're thinking law, FCC protects that radio a little bit better than it does the other stuff. And so, yeah. So
Okay. You said convos from let me look at that. Conversations or convos?
it's combos, girl.
Okay. I was just typing
CON.
it in.
Yeah. Look,
Okay.
I be hiding it. It's hidden. It's for who it's for. For real. Because I just really thought they were going to delete my main Instagram page.
Hmm.
They were on my back.
Were they?
Baby, I couldn't post no. My own personal links were flagged with hate speech. I was like, what? Me?
Wow.
What did I say? So I had to remove all that. That's why you don't see my link tree in my bio anymore. And then I just realized they changed all the rules. And so I would rather just pour that into YouTube so I can get paid. I ain't got time.
Mm.
But yeah. So I do want to put the podcast out there because it is like an extra page. But Katie's Alchemy, all your herbals, that's where to be. Me just making body products, I love it. And so right now we're preparing to go into, well, we entered into Tyrus. And so I'm going to formulate a special oil. And once I get it together, I'm going to sit in a windowsill and just let it bake. I love just the time of what it takes to make an oil, like to infuse it with the sun.
Hmm.
So this is a one that I made with some calendula, and it smells so good. It has cedar in here too,
Oh.
and lang lang. It smells. I just I love it, and it's like a year old. I like to let my stuff age. That's why I don't be
Hmm.
pumping, pump now.
Hmm. Hmm.
Cause you gonna get it to your house and ain't gonna let it age. And so, yeah, y'all don't forget to show us some love. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Um, like. I don't care who you share it with at this point. We're almost done. Just get it out there. So when we go on our break, by the time we come back, we can see more of us in algorithm. And like I say, y'all can let it play. Y'all don't even have to be really listening. If you read ahead, just let it play anyway,
Mm.
so that we can get those numbers. Do you want to share anything else before we get out?
No, girl, that's it. That's it for me. Just wishing everybody a prosperous and blissful week.
And
Um,
you did say when we think of us, it's when it go we are
when
live.
we think of us every Thursday at 10 p.m. is
Okay,
when we are here on YouTube, and then our podcasts go up on Fridays.
okay,
Yep.
okay. Don't forget to check this out. They have guests on, and so
Yes.
any of us, just what we do naturally, creators. Um, why not love it? Why not subscribe? Okay.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah.
y'all. We're gonna get out of here. Next week, chapter 11. Are we gonna start chapter 11 Sunday, or we gonna wait?
Sunday, right? Oh, is that? Yeah. I mean, I think.
Oh yeah, because we have to do the pre-read on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Girl, I thought it was Wednesday right quick. But okay. All right. Bye y'all.
All right. Peace, y'all.
Abundance.